Time now for the answer to our Tuesday trivia question. When was the first night race held at Bristol Motor Speedway? And the answer is 1978. BMS was one of the first tracks on the Cup circuit to race under the lights. This year the track celebrates the 45th anniversary of night racing at the last great Coliseum. You know, the campers and the RVs are already rolling in. The excitement is in the air as the Bass Pro Shops Night Race Week at Bristol Motor Speedway is here. And this morning we want to welcome the President and General Manager of BMS, Jerry Caldwell, to Daytime for a preview of all the action coming up at the last great Coliseum. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing great, Mac.
We got some stuff to cover. I mean, there's a lot going on. You and your team and all the folks at Food City and all the other sponsors have really got a show going on this week.
It's race week in the Tri-Cities.
It's race week. Let's kick it off Friday night. I mean, the Xfinity race, the Food City 300. Dale Earnhardt Jr. back behind the wheel of a car.
Isn't that great? Just to hear an Earnhart back in Bristol racing. So excited to have Dale Jr. back on the track, and I know the fans are as well. And
this is something I got to know, how did this come about? How did this happen? Was it more on his part, more on your part? Or was it a conglomeration of all of it? So.
No, sometimes the good Lord just shines down upon you.
I get
this is all them.
Yes.
This is all Dale Jr.
Yeah.
They pick where he's going to race.
Right.
He loves Bristol, so
yes.
I think we always stand a pretty good chance of being on that short list for him.
And I know that the tickets had to have jumped up for that Xfinity race just when that news was announced.
Well, all weekend ticket sales are really good. But certainly on Friday night, there are a lot of folks that want to come back and see Dale Jr. take on those high banks of Bristol.
And of course, before we even get to Friday night, Thursday night, you got a doubleheader going on. It's going to be some exciting racing as well.
We do, and 3 weekend races in the playoffs.
Exactly.
That's also Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, all in the playoffs. But Thursday is one of my favorite days of the year because of the excitement with ARCA and trucks.
Yes.
Those drivers, they're up-and-coming drivers.
They're trying to make a name for themselves.
A lot of them are really experienced drivers that are still around. Always great racing, and look forward to welcoming folks and kicking off the weekend.
And I know that truck race, every time I shoot that truck race, I think a wreck is going to happen every lap because they're not binging and banging on each other, but it's just the excitement. It's just close, tight racing there.
Always is, and you know, I know this weekend won't disappoint.
Absolutely. And you know, we've got the fan zone down there right outside of turn 2 down there. There's lots of stuff going to be happening down there and all over the track property. As a matter of fact, for fans, you want a great fan experience for those people that are coming to the race.
You do. I tell folks if they've not been there before, they haven't been in a while, or they have family members that are coming into town to enjoy the race, come early. You're going to want to spend time walking around. You can have a whole day full of events before you ever get inside the racetrack for free. You can come enjoy, see drivers making appearances at the fan stage. There's going to be bull riding. There's going to be dogs jumping. There's going to be a globe of death.
It's basically a circus almost now.
It's a circus before you ever get inside the track. So come out early.
And that's part of what you all do, is making sure that from the time those folks get out of their car till they get back in their car that night, they're having an experience every step of the way.
We want them to have a wonderful time, never forget it, and come back next year and bring a friend.
And the Bass Pro Shops night race, I mean, this is the part of the playoff. I mean, it's a cutoff race for the playoff. This is a very important race. These guys are going to have their game face on for this one.
That's right. It's a cutoff race. We've got some folks right there on the bubble, some good drivers that have got to gain some points to be able to stay in this race, because we're moving from 16 in the playoffs, the cutoff to 12. So they're not that we need anything to increase the excitement around that Bass Pro Shops night race, but this certainly is going to do that.
Talk to me about feedback from the fans. I mean, I know you get plenty of feedback after the races. They got to love night racing at Bristol. I mean, it is just a whole nother animal when it comes to racing. It is,
and you know, a lot of folks will say, what is it? They'll ask me, where do we put our, what drives it? And I think it's a number of things. I think it's 1978. I think it's being one of the first races to be under the lights, and that we've stayed on that Saturday night. I think it's this area. I think you look at that beautiful forecast, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. You know, you couple all those things with, and now we're Saturday night racing with beating and banging, and cutoff race in the playoffs. So it's all those things that go into making this a fabulous race weekend.
And you all have got new amenities at the racetrack that you're going to be showcasing, some new suites, things of that nature. And Michael Buffer's going to be there. The list just keeps on going of the thing. Joey Chestnut's going to make an appearance.
That's right.
Yes. So if you're a competitive eater, you got something to do there too as well. I mean, really, it's just you try to get as much packed into that weekend as you can.
Yeah, Midland's going to be performing also, country music stars.
Yes.
It's just a great weekend. We've got music throughout the whole weekend. It's like the state fair meets a music festival meets NASCAR all piled into one race weekend. And it's right here in our backyard.
And we do want to let everybody know, every race that's going on this weekend, there's still tickets available.
There are. Yeah. Would love to have people come out and join us. You know, the greatest drivers in the world are in our area this weekend.
Exactly.
You don't want to miss it. This is the biggest weekend for many people throughout the year within the sport of NASCAR. We're second only from an attendance standpoint to the Daytona 500. So it's a huge race weekend.
Right.
And it's right here. So
you know, I tell everybody the closest pro team to us is in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you want to see professional sports, this is your weekend.
That's right. Come out and enjoy it.
All right. Jerry, we appreciate everything you do. We appreciate you stopping by this morning. It's race week. We got the schedule for you right there. Thursday, the UNOH 200 and Busch Beans 200. Friday, that big Food City 300 race with Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind the wheel. Saturday, the big race, Bass Pro Shops night race. Tickets are available. All you got to do, go to that website right there you see on the screen. And remember, we have our Food City live racing special coming up this Friday morning right there at the Fan Zone, right outside Turn 2. We'd love for you to come be part of our audience. It is Friday, September the 15th, Bristol Motor Speedway, sharply at 9 a.m. We're going to drop the green flag on a whole lot of fun.